Black Widow has stepped down a peg, but also down in price. I'm Rio Gion, and welcome to the channel. Coming from someone that used to own multiple Black Widows, the layout and the style looks very similar. I like how they now use a more professional font, which is interesting because Corsair decided to pursue a different route. We still have the ISO layout, so this might be harder to find keycaps replacement for in the aftermarket. Keep this in mind if you want to get new keycaps. I like the stealth Razer logo on the right. If they get rid of the logo in the middle, then this keyboard would pretty much fly under the radar if you turn off the lights. It's an interesting choice to put LED indicators on top of the arrow keys, but this is something that I can see myself getting used to. This keyboard uses the enclosed design similar to the older non-gaming keyboards because apparently everybody and their moms are doing the floating key design. We can thank Corsair for that. I like the design because it's a throwback, but I would not enjoy cleaning the keyboard down the line. The macro buttons are gone, so if you're thinking about buying this keyboard for those extra sets of macro buttons, you can forget it. Overall, change are good, but the price reduction is also pretty good as well. This keyboard rocks the Razer green Kale box switches. Now, I'm thinking it's the Kale box switch because the switch housing looks like it. In terms of reliability, the company quotes us 80 million keystrokes. In terms of that being true or not, to be honest, you really shouldn't care because, let's face it, unless you do something crazy with the keyboard's gonna last for a very long time. Back then I used to believe in switch branding, like I used to trust that cherry switches are the best out there, but now cherry switches are pretty much as dependable as any other switch. If this is a Kale switch, then as long as it feels good and sounds good, I'm all for it. The light is on top of the switch, but there's a shield on top of the LED lights, so it should protect the light from being hit, at least in theory. The way how I would test the stabilizer when I get a new keyboard review is pulling out either the 0 key or the backspace key if the keyboard's a TKO. Since this is the updated version and other Razer keyboards like the Black Widow X use cherry stabilizers, I thought they would do the same for the new Black Widow, but I guess not. Since this is a gaming keyboard, my theory is that the Co-Star stabilizers make the longer keycaps feel more crisp. So they either thought about this and give you crispier, longer caps, or I am delusional and I'm just overthinking about it. There are cable management slots on the back, which is good to reroute your cable to your preferences. There are 2 levels for the feet and they both have rubber on them, so the keyboard will remain planted. There are 5 large rubber pads to keep the keyboard planted during heavy gaming and typing session. They took out the USB pass-through, which is a shame to be honest. But I guess they gotta save something for the elite version. Honestly, I think the software is just being a piece of shit to me with my computer, because when I ask my friends, the people in the forums, I don't think they have the same issue as I am. And the issue is the software crapping out every single time I start my computer. But I think it's pretty good in terms of having layers of lighting effects and lots of lighting effects to choose from. Honestly, a good chunk of your money goes towards the software, and the lighting effects when it comes to these mechanical keyboards, they did a really good job. A suggestion would be more lighting effects that can be layered like the Corsair boards. But that's one man's opinion. Not all Razer keyboards are created equal, so with this in mind, my backspace key for this keyboard is straight up linear. The switch, in terms of feel, it's heavier than the older Black Widows, but not as heavy as the 2016 with those freaking Greetech switches. Anyways, here's what the keyboard sounds like. For $100, I think this is a great deal, honestly. I would take this over the Ornata every day of the week. With the same amount of money, you can get a mechanical keyboard, which is a complete win. Even if this is like 10 or 20 bucks more, I think it's still worth it over the Ornata. And you can do better for this kind of money, honestly. If you're looking for lighting effects, then not really. But if you're just looking for a better feeling, smoother keyboard, then yes, I would say give the CK500 a try. If you're looking for something that's still mechanical and doesn't cost us much, I would say check out the Phantom keyboards. I'll put links to those so you can check them out. But if you want lots of lighting effects, then this is in your shortlist. Anyway, subscribe, hit the bell, more content. You guys stay awesome.